Hello and welcome to another X-Pro tutorial for SolidWorks modeling. Since in the last tutorial we learned something about weldments, in this tutorial we are going to continue the same way. We are going to make a 3D model of this steel structure that can be assembled or disassembled using these bolt and nuts. Let me just open the steel structure part. The way we are going to make this 3D model is first by creating this base sketch. After that, we're going to make the 3D sketch, which we are going to use for adding weldments. After that, we are going to add the connecting plates and plates that are used for a connection of the steel structure to the ground. After that, we are going to create an assembly where we are going to add these connecting bolts and nuts. But before we start creating the 3D model, let me first show you how to make your own weldment profiles. Just to begin, I am going to make a sketch here. Let's go to Weldments tab, Structural Member. As you can see, I created here a profile called HEB140. And when I added it to this line, you can see that it looks like an I letter. I'll hide this line here. When I expand this drop-down menu, you can see that there is a sketch that this structural member uses to create the 3D model. This sketch is something you can create. You can make your own custom sketches. Actually, these are called weldment profiles. So let me show you how you can do this. First, I am going to delete everything here. And for example, I can start drawing on the front plane. Let's do something simple. Maybe a pipe, 100 millimeters in diameter. Let's offset this inwards, 10 millimeters. You can add these points here. They will actually be used for locating the profile. I'll show you this later. Now I have created the sketch. I'll exit the sketch, click on this sketch here, and go to Save. As type, I will select Live Fit Part. So this is the extension that SolidWorks uses for weldment profiles, and you can find your well-known profile file. I have mine here. Let's go to Tubes, Cylindrical Tubes, and I'll name it 100 by 10 and just save it. While saving, you can see that this sketch now has an L letter next to it, which means that it is actually a well-known profile. Let me just make a new part. Let's go to Front. I'll make another sketch escape. Let's go to Structural Member. And here, let me see if I have saved it. There it is, 100 by 10. It is important that you have a folder structure as it is stated here. So you have the folder where your weldments profiles are. And then you have a folder called Tubes. In my case, after that, I have a folder inside of Tubes that is called Cylindrical Tubes. And in this folder, I will save the weldment profile I need. There we go, I made this pipe. I'll close all of these. And now we can start making this steel structure. Let's make a new part. And as always, I will be using millimeters for sketching. First, I will make a sketch. 2D sketch on top plane, right-click sketch, and let's use a center rectangle. This side will be 1,500 millimeters, and the other one will be 3,000. I can change these lines to construction geometry. There we go. I can exit this sketch. So this sketch will be used just as a starting point for the vertical pillars here. Now we have to make a 3D sketch that actually looks like the steel structure we are making. So in the Weldments tab, you have 3D sketch, or you can go to Sketch, open this drop-down menu. And here we have the same option. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So we have started a 3D sketch. Let's use the line command. I'll start from this point here. And I want to go upwards. Let's say that this is 2,500 millimeters long, and then let's add 4 more lines, 1 in each corner. Double-click to interrupt the command. These 4 lines are equal. Now I will add some center lines. Let's click Tab to change the direction. Tab again. Once more, I'll do the same thing. A bit lower. We can add some dimensions here. From this point to this point, it is 500 millimeters. From the top to this point, it's 70 millimeters. Okay. Let's add some standard lines here. Double tap to interrupt the command. Let's do the same here. And the same downstairs. We can add some relations. We can say that these two are along Z as these two as well. We can do the same for these 2 points and these 2. And let's do the same thing in this direction. This is along X. I can click it here also. Let's see what else we can add. These 2 points can be along Y-axis. These two also, we can do the same here. Let's see. Now, if I move the upper ones, I move the ones below. Same on the other side, it should be the same for these 4 lines. Now we can add some dimensions. Let's say that from here to here we have 90 millimeters, the same on the other side. Here we have 80, and here also 80. There we go. We have a fully defined sketch, so we can exit the sketch. Now it's time to add the weldments, actually the structural members. So we can go to Weldments tab and click on structural members. For standard, I will use iProfiles. Type is HEB, and my size, the size I want, is 140. Now, we have to click on each one of these lines to convert these lines to 3D models. I'll start by clicking on these vertical pillars, but I want to rotate them by 9 degrees. So what I can do, while group 1 is selected, is to simply type in here 90 degrees. This is good. Now I need another group. So let's click on New Group. We can select these two. They are oriented. Good. Now let's add a new group for these 2 profiles. And let's make a new group for this line and this line. But what I want to do is make the profile be connected in this point, not in the center. The way I can do it is by, while the group 4 is selected, clicking on Locate Profile. Then I have to click on this point here. You'll see that the profile will go upwards. There it is. Now, the connecting point to this line between the line of the 3D sketch and Weldments profile is this point here. The same thing will happen to this one here because they are under the same group. Here they are, line 24 and 28. I'll make a new group and select these 2 lines. Now I want them to go downwards. So I'll also click on Locate Profile and select this point. Both of them have dropped down. There it is. Click on Confirm the command. And now let's save this part. In order not to lose our work, I'll call it steel structure. We can add the material to this steel structure. Let's click on Material, Edit Material, and I'll just type in S235JR. You can see that the part has changed color. Next one I want to do is add some plates, which are going to be used in connecting the steel structure to the ground. What we can do is start a sketch on this surface here, or the top plane, because they are in line. Let's make a sketch on the top plane. Look at the part from the bottom, and we can start a center rectangle. Here we can see that this side is 300, and this one too. Now SolidWorks will automatically make these 2 equal, and only add 1 dimension. Let's add 20 millimeter in diameter circle and make it 40 from this side. We can add 3 more of these. Say that these circles are equal. And these 2 too. These 2 points can be horizontal, this one and this one vertical, and these 2 horizontal. So basically, we fully defined the sketch using only 3 dimensions. Now we can extrude this in the other direction 10 millimeters. Let's see how this looks. It's okay. I want this plate in all 4 corners. What I can do is use mirror features. For the first one, let's go to Features. Mirror face will be front plane. And for secondary mirror phase or plane, I can use the right plane. I will select bodies to mirror like this plate, and there we go. We have spread this place in all 4 corners. Let's save this. Now we can add these small plates that will be welded. One to this profile, and another here. This is for this type of connection, and for other one, we will have only 1 plate here welded to this profile. And we will drill some holes inside of these walls through which the balls will go. So we can start a sketch here. Right-click, Sketch. And we can use Section View to remove the unnecessary. But let's start a center rectangle here and connect it like this. I'll add another center rectangle. Let's make it a bit larger, so I can see where the lines are. I will change these 2 construction geometry, add 12 millimeter circle. We will add 3 more and make these equal. And then just drag these inwards. We can see that from here to here we have 30 millimeters. And from here to here, let's say 24. Now we can extrude this by 10 millimeters. Now you cannot see the plate because section view is on. But when I turn it off, you will be able to see the plate. I need the same plate on the other side. So it will be welded here. What I can do is simply go to mirror, let this face mirror, and bodies to mirror this one. Now, I want it in each corner that has this type of connection. We can, again, use mirror as go to mirror for first pace. Select front, let's exit the command. First, we need another plane. Let's go to Reference Geometry Plane and simply select these two faces. There we go. We have a new plane. I will use this plane to mirror these two plates here. And have we used the front plane to mirror them here? So let's click on Mirror. Mirror face is front, and secondary is display plane here. And for bodies, let's add these two plates. There we go. And now we need this on the other side, so let's click on Mirror. First, for mirror face, I was at right plane, and then I can help you click on these bodies here. They have been mirrored on the other side. Great. Now we need to add same plate here. This is another type of connection where we will have only one plate, welded this profile, and we will drill holes in these walls. Again, right-click on this surface sketch. I will use a cross-section to help me get a better view. Let's start with a center point rectangle. We'll do the same thing here. As we did previously, convert this to construction line, add 4 circles, make these equal, make this on 12 millimeters, drag it a bit inwards, and we can add some dimensions. 24. Let's extrude this by 10 millimeters. And again, let's turn off the cross-section. First thing I will do is cut holes in these profiles. So I can right-click on this surface here and simply convert these 4 edges here by using Convert Entities command and then using Extrude Cut up to this surface here to cut the holes. First, I have to mirror this feature. This extrude cut to all 4 sides down here, so I need another plane between these 2 profiles. Let's go to Reference Geometry Plane like this surface and this surface here. Let's confirm the command, there we go. And now we can mirror this feature. First face or plane will be this one, and secondary will be the front plane for features to mirror. I will select this cut extrude, and there we go. We have the holes in all 4 corners of this side. Now we need another mirror to do this same thing on the other side, so let's go to mirror face will be right. Now I can select mirror feature and this cut text route. Let's just see what's going on. I have a problem here. Because in mirror 5, when I added this feature, I haven't checked a geometry pattern. Once this is checked, you can see, sorry, I cannot. This is not the problem. The problem is that I haven't selected how to select here. And now, holes will be drilled in each one of these vertical pillars. Now, once I edit this, mirror 6, let's go to Features Mirror and select Mirror 5. This should work at once. I have to slide out to select, and there we go. Now it's working. So once again, you have to go to Geometry Pattern and check this Auto Select option. Now, we have holes in each one of these profiles, both upwards, upstairs, and downstairs. And now, we have to mirror this plate also. First, let's save this, and we can hide these 2 sketches. Okay? Let's go to Mirror Face. One of them will be plane 3, and another one will be front plane. Now I will select bodies to mirror this plane here. You can see that I have them on in or all 4 corners of this side. Let's confirm the command. Now we can mirror them on this side. Let's go to mirror face will be right plane. I was like these bodies. You can see the preview in yellow. There we go. We can hide these 2 planes. Now our steel structure is complete, but we have to add bolts that will be used for these connections. What I will do is go to this drop-down menu here and say, Make Assembly from Part. I will select the steel structure and simply click OK. This will fix the steel structure part and make the front plane of the assembly and the front player of the part. Coincidence. Top to top, right to right. Let's look at this isometrically. Let's save this assembly. I will name it Steel Structure Assembly. And first, let's import a bolt. Let's go to the library, bolts and screws, hex bolts and screws, and I will use this one here. Let's just put it somewhere. In the modeling area, I need M10, and the length I require is 45 millimeters long. Let's just confirm this, and then press Escape because I don't want new ones. Let's rotate it. So right-click and hold to rotate the part. And let's start adding mates. I want this cylinder and this one here, or maybe it's better to use these 2. Let's make them concentric, and I will add coincident between these 2 surfaces. Now let's add a nut. Let's go to ISO nuts, hex nut. And maybe we can use this one here. I just drag it right here so that it connects to the surface and to the bolt. M10 is what we require. That's okay. I can delete this one. Let's see. Has it connected to the surface? Not only to the bolt? Let's make a new mate. Say that this is coincident. You can see this minus sign be in front of the bolt and the nut. This is because I can rotate these two parts, but adding another mate that will lock this rotation is probably unnecessary. You can simply leave this rotating. And because we have a lot of holes where we have to put this bolt and nut, it would be time-consuming to go one by one and say, make this to this, and so on. There is a faster way you can do it. I will select these two parts in the design tree, right? Click and say, copy with mates. It is asking me again what components I want to copy. I selected both of them, the knot and the bolt. And now I will click on next. And it will first ask me, where do I want to put this concentric relation? You can see where I used it. It's between the bolt and this surface. I want it here for coincident. I want this surface. And another coincidence is for the nut here. Just right-click. And I will get a new one. So now I just have to click and add new ones. This is a very fast way you can do it. And I already have 4 bolts. Now I will just continue until I have finished putting bolts in this pillar here. After that, we will use a mirror command to put them on all 4 sides. This side of the pillar has bolts in all holes. Now we can do it here. And here below, I can right-click here and say, select others so that I can try and grab this face. Maybe it's possible, but seems it's not. I have to do it here, but we have 2 more. So it's not that bad. And let's add the final one. There we go. Now, when I don't want to add any more of these bolts and nuts, I will just click on this cancel X here. This looks good. Now, I want to mirror this on this side and do the same thing cross. So how can I do this the fastest way? I will select all of these bolts and nuts. Here they have now turned blue. And let's go to Assembly Linear Component and open this drop-down menu. And here we have mirror components. Again, it has already selected the ones I want for a mirror plane. First, I will use the front plane, click on Next. And you can see that they are already sitting as they are supposed to be. So I can confirm this. And again, I can select these here. And also the mirror component feature. Go to mirror components. And now for mirror plane, I will select the right plane. Click on Next. Here is the preview. They all look good. And let's confirm the command. Here it is. We have finished making this 3D model of the steel structure. I hope you liked this tutorial and I hope I'll see you in the next one.